this time around, my local expert is Fiona Hammersley Chambers, an ethnobotanist who specializes in traditional plant foods. Yeah, I like to up my game when it comes to my local pros. This is gonna be good. Tell me what I'm looking at here.
These are salmon berries, Rubus spectabilis, which basically means a spectacular raspberry. And they are called salmon berries in English because if you look at them, they look like a cluster.
Oh, like little salmon roe.
Salmon roe.
Oh, so is this one that's also nicknamed caviar berry?
I haven't heard that, but I think that would be logical.
Okay, that's just a local nickname. But again, so often, and you know this better than anybody, local common names versus the true reality of whether or not you can eat it. It's like, yeah, this is that berry here, but in California, it's the same name, but it's poisonous, right? Things like that happen all the time.
Which is why it's really great to learn the Latin names.
Right.
These are unusual, though. You know what a ripe raspberry looks like, because it's red. But these ones, there are differences in individual plants, even though they're the same scientific name. You can have ones that are dark purple or red or even yellow or even kind of a mottled bicolor that are ripe.
They're all ripe at the same
They're all
time.
ripe.
Yeah, Paul's gonna love this because he can play with the colors of this. But isn't that exciting? Within the one species, get all these different beautiful colors.
This is prime picking. That's so happy with these. Look at all these different colors. Come to mama. So this is a pretty steep drop off here.
I see that.
Incredible abundance in here. On the coast, people often say when the tide is out, the table is set.
I've said that myself.
So you wouldn't go hungry.
Well, this looks fantastic. I mean, I know we're going after only 2 little guys today.
Chitons,
Chitons,
and we're gonna look at gooseneck barnacles.
gooseneck barnacles. Okay.
Which are these ones. They're actually a crustacean, so they're more like a lobster or a crab than a mussel is. A mussel's a bivalve.
Really?
And with gooseneck barnacles, the part that you eat is actually the neck. So you want to get a barnacle where it's really quite long. And they are very slow growing. A barnacle that's that big could be 20 years old.
Wow.
I see that they look really healthy, right? You're not seeing patches that are dying off or don't look healthy. These are nice and firm. And also, I come back and I forage here all the time. So I know that this is healthy, right? And in fact, over the last couple of years, there's even been some new colonies starting out here.
See, that's key. The fact that this is an area, a location specific, actually, that you are very familiar with, that you come back to. So you've set your own baseline of what's possible here, what's growing, what's not doing well.
I think these are good ones because you've got some nice long necks. You've got a good vertical surface that it's easy.
These ones too?
Yeah, those ones too. It'd be easy for us to cut.
Yeah, this does look like a good patch.
So these are awesome. Yeah, so do you see how nice and big and full these are?
Yeah, the necks are incredibly long.
They're colonizer species, right? So there's a whole bunch of individuals growing together. These are really hard to harvest because you've got the big ones in the middle that you want to get, but you got to get at them. And to get at them, you've actually got to cut some of the ones around the edge.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So if I pull that out a bit,
Yeah.
just gonna right at the base of the rock and almost kind of pry them off.
Okay.
Okay, so do you see, Les, how that's a really tight end?
Wow, that is not what I expected them to look like. That's 2 of us.
So that's a really nice one.
You know what? We also need to determine what's a right amount. Now, Paul's going to work on a meal basically for the 3 of us. So what's a good amount of these to gather for that kind of meal? Because we don't want to overharvest.
I'd fill this bowl about halfway. A lot of these species, they're so nutrient dense, right? You don't need a lot to feel full.
All right, Paul, you ready to do some work?
Yeah.
Let's get busy, buddy.
Polycypus polymerus are typically found on the exposed coast and intertidal zones from Alaska to Mexico.
My guys are screaming. Is that normal? These look disgusting. Sorry, guys, but you do look disgusting. Really all about the angle where your hands can actually reach in.
The dense clusters formed by the gooseneck barnacles are as such to withstand the pounding of heavy surf in the environment they prefer to grow. So it's important not to destabilize the clusters when harvesting.
All right, let's go on to the other little beast we're looking for. We're going after chitons now, correct?
Yep. Here we go.
Perfect.
The trick with these, Paul, is you have to be a little sneaky. Because once these decide that they're going to stick on the rock, you'll never get them off.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is just very quickly slide your blade under and pop, off it goes.
Oh, that's easy.
It was easy, but it's not if they stick.
How many should I get?
Again, super dense food, so 2 or 3 each for us would be sufficient.
That's enough? Okay.
Yep.
There it goes.
Jumping chitin. Got a little twist to your knife.
Not too bad.
Yep, looks good.
Plus.
All right, I'm liking this. Oh, that's a nice one.
This is a really good one. Come on, buddy. Here we go.
Perfect. Nice move.
Okay, and I got 2 more here.
So that's
All right.
it.
That's it. That's all you need.
Nice job, guys.
There absolutely are risks associated for heading out and enjoying the wild harvest, doing some local foraging. And a good example is this guy right here. This is poison hemlock. This is a plant that is a member of the carrot family. So you have to be really careful because you can eat carrots. There are wild carrots, such as Queen Anne's lace, that are absolutely delicious. But this is pretty much the most deadly poisonous plant, at least in North America. Let's take a look at it. First off, you take a look here at the stem. There's 2 things to notice. One of the dead giveaways, no pun intended, are the purple splotches on the stem. You can see them there, and that is something that you can tell. But then again, on the other hand, there's some stems here that are absolutely just straight green, and yet I know that it's also the plant. So they don't always have the blotchy purple appearance, but it is one of the things they do have, so it's something to check for. But again, I'm looking right now at a plant that has none at all, side by side with another one that's full of them. So the other thing is the stems are smooth, and often if you look at something like Queen Anne's lace, for example, the stems are rougher. So you've got a smooth stem, purple splotches, and very much a carrot-like appearance to the leaves and the formation of the leaves. Looks a lot like a carrot. And then look at the top here. You can see these are, you would call them umbrella-shaped flowers.
Trying to get down to the taproot. It's in the carrot family. Well, guess what the root looks like. There's your carrot root right there.
The best way to do what I'm doing right now, which is positively identifying it with you, would be to actually have with me the members of the carrot family that you can eat, that are safe. So Queen Anne's lace, for example, or even just some carrots from the grocery store. Lay them out and then do your comparisons, because you can't be guessing at something like this, especially when it comes to a plant like poison hemlock or, say, mushrooms as well. So all of this has to be taken into consideration to forage locally or forage further afield safely. I just love this, the ambiance of being on a liveaboard dive yacht. I come here, spend maybe 6-7 days. There's other people all just here to dive for a week, and it is just the best. Well, I thought I'd bring Paul down to the tropics and do a little wild harvest down here. But first, I want to go and get beneath the waves.
There's a creature down here that's just come into season, but it's illegal to harvest them with scuba diving gear. To harvest them, I have to free dive, which in many cases means going down as deep as 40 to 60 feet. In North America, the conch is known as queen conch. Lobatus gibbus is actually a sea snail, or more technically, marine gastropod mollusk. And it's found in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean.
Beautiful. That's colorful.
Annually, a single coconut palm tree, which have been dispersed by ocean currents and humans traveling throughout the tropics, may yield up to 100 coconuts that take the whole year to ripen. Botanically, Cocos nucifera, the coconut, is actually a fruit, or what's called a drupe, commonly known as stone fruits, the same as peaches, pears, walnuts, and almonds. A coconut may be a fruit, but as it is classified as a drupe, it can have the same effect on the human body as a tree nut, meaning it can cause allergies or even be fatal. The white meat inside is called copra, which is considered flammable due to their tendency to self-heat, which is why you can't transport them on a plane as checked baggage.
This is brilliant, actually.
The pterois, also called lionfish, firefish, turkeyfish, tasty fish, or butterfly cod, is native to Indo-Pacific Ocean waters. And it's a pretty obvious-looking fish, with its warning colors of red, white, or black bands, showy fins, and 18 venomous spiky fin rays. They're a ravenous fish that preys on smaller fish, invertebrates, and mollusks in large amounts. Along with their hungry nature, they're skilled hunters and can alter their center of gravity to attack prey. They even blow jets of water at their prey to disorient them. The prey turns around to face the lionfish, making themselves easier to catch. All of which results in higher predator efficiency for the showy lionfish. They're cannibals, with the adults eating the young, and not much likes to eat them, saving for moray eels, cornfish, the bobbit worm, large groupers, and perhaps most importantly, sharks. In fact, in Roatan, they're training sharks to eat the invasive species not endemic to that area. I was thrilled when I discovered that Chef Paul Rogowski is also a diver, and glad to have him watching my back while I hunted the lionfish. Millions of years of evolution and species of plants and animals are still learning to adapt to changes in their environment. The lionfish have learned that divers with Hawaiian sling spears are dangerous. And the sharks have learned that the sound of my spear hitting the coral means a meal for them. It's like a dinner bell. Competition reigns supreme in the worlds of flora and fauna.